Hi everyone, it's Jill Celeste from YourBrandingPower.com, where entrepreneurs learn how to grow a magnetic personal brand to help them attract new clients to their business. Today I want to talk to you about perfection. I don't know about you, but I'm a perfectionist, and what I have learned as I've become an entrepreneur and really learned about culminating my personal brand is that perfection isn't really my best friend when it comes to running my business. In fact, for a personal branding standpoint, it really doesn't help at all. And here's why. Because what often happens when you try to be perfect is that you may not finish projects because you're always trying to tweak it, always trying to perfect it, always trying to get things just so, and you never launch that product or that service or that offering. It can also prohibit you from coming across very authentic. You might come across as very plasticky, you know what I mean? Where you're just not seeming very human, and that could be a problem for your personal brand. It also repels people when they think that you are perfect, that you might be better than them. They don't get the opportunity to know, like, and trust you, and that can be very detrimental to your personal branding strategy. And finally, when you are striving for perfection, it can prohibit you from going ahead and taking that picture or making this video or maybe standing up and making that presentation because of your self-image, that maybe you don't feel like you look perfect enough to do that. So those are just some examples of how perfection really can stifle your business if you let it get in the way. So because I struggle with this as well, I wanted to share with you some tips on how I get past perfection, and perhaps it'll help you too in your personal branding efforts. So some of the things I just always try to remind myself, is the quote, "Done is better than perfect." Sometimes I shoot a video, for example, and it's far from perfect, but it's done, and I can get it out there on my blog posts and on my YouTube channel, and it's done. I can cross it off my list. Another thing I always remember is often I'm the only one who sees the imperfections, right? We're our own worst critic. So if we are putting something out there, we may know what those flaws are, but they could be completely invisible to the average person. So remember that as well. Another thing I always like to remind myself, because I do shoot videos and I do take pictures of myself, is that if someone doesn't really like my appearance, or I'm having a bad hair day, or maybe they don't like my weight, that's not my problem. That's their problem. And if they don't want to work with me, then so be it. That's okay. And another thing I also want to remind you is the imperfections you see, especially about your appearance, are probably not what other people see when they look at you. You know, you may need your eyebrows tweezed, you may have a zit on your chin, you may have wrinkles, and that's just part of being you. And go ahead and do those videos, do those presentations, do those speeches, and don't worry about that stuff. Now, if you're coming to a part where you're like on a project, for example, and you really, the reason why we're so perfect, we have that inner perfectionist, is because we want to put our best foot forward, right? Everything that we do is part of our overall brand, and we want things to look good, to feel good. But here's what I always try to remember when I'm trying to do a project and getting it out there. First thing, I always set a deadline. This is the last day I could possibly work on this project. I got to get it out, and I stick to it because that's really important. I also remind myself that any flaws or anything that might come up can be improved upon the next time I release that product. It can always be improved upon after the launch date, and not to worry about it. And the third thing I do is, depending on the project, I might hire someone or have someone read over it and kind of look for blatant errors. That way I know another set of eyes have been on that product copy or a service offering. Often I'll have a guinea pig or two, guinea pigs, test things out to make sure everything works well. So those are some things you could do to help with the perfectionism in regards to your product. And for those of you who are feeling a little insecure about your appearance because you don't look perfect, let me remind you, I'm not perfect. I'm not skinny. I'm having a weird hair day right now. I have zits on my face, but I still shoot the video because I have a message that I want to get out to you. And other people want to hear what you have to say. So don't worry about what you look like. Make yourself look as best as you can for that day. Go ahead and take that picture. Go ahead and make that video and get your message out, because that's what's important. We all have days with bad hair day. We all have pimples, we all have wrinkles. A lot of us could stand to lose a few pounds, but none of that matters when you want to get your message out. So please remember that next time you're thinking about a photograph of yourself or making a video. So I hope these tips helped you with your personal branding strategy. And remember, perfectionism is not your friend, entrepreneurs. It actually can curb your business. It can really stifle what you're doing. So move past it and just remember, everything can be improved upon. It's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to get better with time, because that's part of the personal branding journey. So until next time, here's to your personal branding success, and have a great day.